Hey, what is up, everyone? It is your good buddy Elite King here. I am back doing another discussion video. And yes, I am actually doing this. You're not reading the title wrong. And I've been wanting to make a video like this for a while, and I also have a really good friend of mine named SomePokeFan. So say hi to the folks for it.
Hi, I suppose. Why am I here again?
What?
Well, it wasn't like this was my idea or anything. I don't know why you just dragged me on here.
Hey, man, I think you were the one that suggested this.
You have no proof.
Well, that's fair. That's a fair point.
So what now?
Well, now we do the video. What else? But guys, I've been wanting to do this for a while. As you can see by the title, we're doing how and why Serena could return or why not. And I asked you guys a couple days ago a question, and a lot of you did respond with some really good points. And we're not going to be naming names. We're just going to say the comments that we found in there and discuss how that could work. So, you ready to do this?
No, but we probably should.
All right, then. All right, so the first one is that they think that she will come back in a special. Now, I do agree with that, but what kind of special do you think that she could come back in?
Well, at this point, it would have to be like end of an Alola one.
Yeah, I could see that, or maybe a Hoenn one, I'd say, but
That makes sense, just the way they've previously done it. You know what I mean?
yeah, I get what you mean. Or if
don't
they
know.
wanted to, they could also, do like a thing where she starts out in Hoenn, and to tie in maybe Gen 4, it comes, have her go to Sinnoh or something like that.
We'll talk about that one after.
Yeah, that is a fair. Anything else you want to say on this?
No, I mean, honestly, at this point, it's probably the most reasonable idea. Just the
Yeah.
way things are going.
Yeah, I mean, and they did say that there's no more college specials, so if
Yeah.
they do make a special, I'm wondering what it'll be about. But
Yeah, plot is hard to try to guess because they really could just do anything.
yeah. Next
Uh,
up is well, it's your amazing comment. I think she's gonna come back in the Bryony episode, which that's there's no doubt about that one. Am I right?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt at all.
Yeah, I know the performance stuff. It's a clear indicator that that's what's gonna happen.
Okay, 5 people have now reported your channel.
Oh no, not my ad revenue.
Yes, all 5 cents.
Hey man, those 5 cents are gonna finally get me that squishy plushie someday. Got it?
Someday being the key word.
Yeah,
But
fair point.
let's actually discuss this for a second. So, of course,
Yeah,
she's
go.
not actually coming back. But, I mean, I could see a reference or something. Again, if it's performing as we know it.
Yeah,
Because performing's a very open-ended term.
yeah,
Like, who
It
knows
is.
what it really means?
yeah. I mean, because we've seen performances in a lot of different ways in the Pokemon anime. You got performances like they did in college, but you also had, I think there were also I think there was a thing called Sky performances with flying Pokemon. I think there was those Volbeat and Illuminous performances where they dance and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it is performing as we know, I do expect maybe a reference, more
Mhm.
continuity, because that's what it has.
Yeah. And,
But-
like everyone said before we even knew what Sun and Moon was, Brion, I guess, would fit the performing scene, I would think.
Yeah, I mean the whole Popplio evolution line could actually.
Yeah.
I mean, just by looks.
Alright.
Anything else?
Confirmed.
1,000% confirmed.
1010.
Oh yeah. No, wait. 7,800 out of 10. Too much confirmed. There
Yes.
you go. Anyway, enough joking. Next one. I just feel that we already have too many characters as it is, and adding in other characters like Serena might make it worse. And that is a valid concern. I mean, too many characters will, like, thin out, like, Spotlight too much. But, I mean, they might still be able to make it work.
So we're taking this in the sense, like, she comes back as a companion, right?
Yeah.
If that was the case, I don't think they could do it, like, as, like, say, a companion. Because, like they said, there are too many. I mean, you have the people who think, like, oh, maybe a rival would work, and I just don't see that.
I don't see that. I don't see Serena, like, really rivaling with anyone with anyone in the group, I mean, Kiawe, like, would see more as Ash's rival. Like, Lily doesn't battle that much. Lana and Mala just kind of do their own thing,
And then, it's like, you had the people back when they still thought there was a chance for her to continue on after Kalos, almost like a second main character, like actually like the same importance as Ash. It's like, that's just not going to happen.
Sadly, the way Pokemon goes and everything like that.
I mean, it's not going to happen, but that would be the way to do it, because everyone else right now just kind of comes in and out as they want. And I feel like if they were having another character just do that, it would take away. Like, they would have to change it up somehow.
Right.
What about you?
You know how Pokemon doesn't like to change. They always like to keep the status quo and everything like that.
Yeah, except when we expect them to keep the status quo.
Yeah. Then that's when they troll us and everything like that.
Yeah. So what's your thought on this?
Well, I do agree that if she did come back, she would probably take away too much spotlight because everyone would be begging to see Serena again. Because, like, as you know, Serena is, like, extremely popular.
Well, yeah.
So, but if she did come back in Alola, at least, I'd want her to be in a sense where it's like a recurring character. Like, how like Professor Sycamore was like that, kind of like that, and like
yeah.
Sort of like that, like a recurring character that you see, like, every couple episodes,
I think that's why people said more like rival, but didn't actually mean like rival. Like, they're just kind of there as well.
Yeah, but not like rival, like recurring characters.
Yeah, like that would work.
Like, maybe like, if there are performances in Alola, like, maybe there's like a chance for, like, she calls, like, the group a couple times or something like that,
Yeah, like they just run into each other.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that definitely working, and of course, the Alola is a small region, so it could happen. So you do have possibilities for it happening if it did.
Yeah, that's when you have them troll, and it's like, oh yeah, she's in Alola. She's constantly an island behind.
I think that would tick more people off, but yeah.
Just do like the XYZ1 with Alolan and Ash passing by each other.
Oh yeah.
Now that would get people mad.
Yeah, I mean, I will admit I actually got excited from seeing that, but that's just me.
No, I mean, like, we were saying, if you had the two different journeys, if they just walked past each other
and didn't even recognize each other. Oh god. I think I get mad at that, actually.
Yeah.
But
so
that's all my thoughts on this one.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
No, not really.
All right then. All right, next question. I think she will be back because it doesn't seem that she has had any closure yet, and that is a valid concern. I mean, even though she had a lot of development in Kalos, it almost feels like that they aren't done with her in a way.
Yeah, I mean, some people say that was a story choice, like to say she'll keep growing, and as simple as that. But that also, like you said, that's not closure.
Yeah, and plus, like, she still has, like, a lot of ways to develop, too. I mean, she's only got 3 Pokemon, and, like, 2 of which can still evolve as well, so, I mean, that shows more room for development,
But it's like, if they want to hint that there's more to go with her, that's fine and all, but if we're never going to see the character again, that's not.
Yeah, what's the point?
Exactly. What was the point of keeping it open, then?
I don't know, maybe fan fiction. I mean, they do that a lot of times before.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, I should know. I write them. And there's another. Watcher be Lucimene's apprentice in Ash's battle with the.
Are we going over that one now? Just literally
Hey,
wrote
it's
the
the same guy, okay?
just literally wrote the summary of a fanfic.
No, just no. Imagine that being a big plot twist. The final boss isn't Lucid, it's Serena. There you go.
That would be the end of the anime as we know it. The
And it would be
riots in the streets
and it would be the best goddamn ending I think I'd ever see. Wait,
at the end ending.
Wait, did I just swear on my YouTube channel? Great, now I'm gonna get shadow banned.
I didn't even hear what you said. Or maybe I talked over it. Let's not worry about it.
You didn't hear nothing.
All right. Anything else about that?
No. I mean, aside from the fanfic part, I mean, it doesn't feel like she had closure at all. I mean, she's still got a way to go, and it all just depends on if they actually choose to go with it or not.
I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed we're going to see her again at some point, but that could be the end.
Yeah.
And
and if
that doesn't.
What it takes, though, I'd just be happy to see the ending of the anime.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. But
if that's what it takes, so
yeah.
be it. But anything you'd want to add on that?
Not really, no.
All right, then. Next one. This one says Serena could theoretically return, and because it would make sense business-wise, and she already looks a lot like Moon. Now, I say that is a valid point. I mean, you gotta admit that when Moon was first revealed, she looks a whole lot like Serena does, And business-wise, I could see that too. I mean, again, a lot of people liked her, which means more people would probably watch it, and that way they make more money.
It's like,
and you know how Pokemon is about money. They really like it.
The business idea, I totally get. The Moon outfit, I don't see happening anymore.
Really?
It's like, the way I see it, if she came straight from Kalos, totally. But now, would they want to completely redesign the character for a couple of episodes or whatever?
Yeah, that is a good point. I mean, I don't see the point in redesigning the character if it's only going to be a couple episodes.
And in the same way, I don't think they'd want to take away from another character. Like, they don't want to say, this character just doesn't exist.
Right. Yeah. I do see that. I mean, there was also another comment replying to that where it could be a way to promote Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but I don't know. I feel like that just gets into the same argument. I
could see him doing that, just because that design isn't, say, designated quite yet.
I think I get what you mean, yeah.
Like, I mean, we've seen Moon for now almost a year. To all of a sudden have that character replaced, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Could it be I don't know.
What were we talking about?
Something.
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, it could be a way to. I could see it as a way to promote it, but out of risk of redesigning, I don't know if I see it.
Yeah, I mean, the similarities are definitely there. I'm not going to deny that. I just don't see them using them.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, granted, they'd have to technically redesign the character anyway if they did a special or whatever.
Yeah.
Which, sure, if they did a special, maybe. But a normal cameo, I don't see it happening.
Right. Next question. She could make a comeback because of her popularity, and she still has a lot of potential to grow, and Sun and Moon could help her out. Now, I do see that. I mean, that could be a reason, but here's my question. Why would, if she has no reason to be in Sun and Moon, then she doesn't.
Exactly.
She shouldn't go there.
When everyone's like, make her go there, and it's like, I'm on the side that agrees. There needs to be a reason. They can't just be like, oh. I mean, that reason can be as silly as like why the show even, like Ash is even there, But there needs to be a reason.
Yeah, I mean, if you put if you put Tri-Pokelons in there or whatever they would call them in Alola, I mean, that could work. But I mean, I feel like a lot of people would call that, like ridiculous and half-assed and everything like that.
They would have to make existent before that was introduced. Like, it'd have to be an established thing, in my opinion.
Right.
You don't want to just
so,
add an entire thing because.
Right, exactly. So if they're gonna add them in before she comes. You know?
Exactly.
And preferably not write the episode before she comes. You know?
That too.
Yeah, but also it could help her grow. Like we said earlier, she only has 3 Pokemon. Maybe she could catch an Alolan one or something.
Yeah, I mean, there are ones that would fit, like the Cutie Fly.
Yeah, Cutie Fly would definitely fit, as seen by the thumbnail. But I think Comfy might be able to fit too, and maybe.
I feel like you'd have too many fairy types at that point.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, that doesn't stop them before, but
one of the Oricoreos might be able to fit too.
That would make sense. All the different options that would open up.
Yeah, I mean, you got a fire, a ghost, fairy, and electric type. You know, I think if she got one, I'd prefer it to be, either an electric or a ghost type. You know.
At this point, it would be, I forgot what the last 2 islands are, but it would be one of the last 2 islands, I think, because we've seen 2 of them already.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think that's all for this one. Okay, now this isn't the long one we were talking about, but it's still like a long one.
All right, let's see.
All right. I think that she'll come back because, she's supposed to be the end game, and they'll make her return at the end of the anime when it's time for his journey to end. But if they don't want to bring her up as a permanent one, they could do it with how they would with Delia and Professor Oak. Now, we talked about this earlier, didn't we? I mean, that's what I ultimately see happening. You know,
I feel like that's what they should do, whether or not they do it though.
Yeah.
Like, it should be every once in a while you'll hear from them. Like, that type of sense.
Yeah, exactly. Which is exactly what they kind of do for Delia and Oak. Except for recently where they brought Delia back for an episode.
Well, even then, it's still, every once in a while.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'd really, that's what I'd probably want. I could settle for that, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
as long
that
as
works.
we see the character and we see we catch up on they're developing. That way, we can see them developing and form our own ideas on how they did it. You know.
Yeah. So I mean, the one argument I've seen against that is people say X and Y deleted that entire formula, which just isn't true. X and Y just had its own problems.
Yeah, because the thing is with X and Y, it was on time constraints. It was rushed.
Yeah, but I mean, even before that, they just forgot to fit in those type of things.
Yeah, and because it was rushed, and I mean, don't take this the wrong way, but if you pretty much think about it, they rushed it to get it done with before the Sun and Moon games came out. So in a way, I guess you could say it interfered with that. The Sun and Moon interfered with that, but there was a lot of stuff in XY that almost seemed like it would have happened, but they decided to cut out.
Yeah. I mean, do you still have people think he was going to bring Charizard back?
Yeah, I did not see that. They brought Charizard back already. If I wanted him to bring back a Pokemon, I would have wanted it to be either Infernape or Sceptile.
I get you. I mean, I don't know. XY had its own problems in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, I still love the series, It's my favorite.
You can still love it and say it has problems.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it still had its problems with the Battle Chateau Malamar stuff, but I blame time constraints.
And then, 90% of Greninja's backstory.
Yeah, I mean, we got a little bit of it. That's better than nothing, I suppose.
Yeah. What could have been?
Yeah.
At least it didn't suffer like Black and White.
That is true. I mean, but then again, Black and White, had its own problems because of natural causes, not. If that earthquake didn't happen, I'm pretty sure we'd all be praising Best Wishes as probably the best series.
Well, I suppose there were some things cut before even that, but that's another discussion.
That's for another discussion. Maybe we should make it Black and White, what could have been discussion.
Oh God.
I think it'd be fun, but that's not the point of this one.
What's the point of this one again?
I don't know, to cause drama, I guess. To see what people fall for bait.
He admits it.
Yeah, I admit it. Point the guns at me now. Call the FBI.
Alright, so what's
All
next?
right. All right. The next two ones are pretty similar to each other. I mean,
Hmm.
they're pretty similar, but like I'll still go over them. One of them is they think that the cast is too big for them, but is too big for them, and they like the idea for developing on her own instead of just following Ash.
Hmm.
Now, that I do now that is a valid concern. I will admit. I mean, I feel that she should be able to develop on her own without Ash being the reason to. You know.
I mean, people wanted to come back as a full companion. At this point, no. Like, I love the character, no. And that's for the character's sake.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, let's say Sun and Moon, for example, if they came back as a companion. One, that's not exactly a reason to.
Yeah.
And two, it would completely destroy the reasoning for her leaving in X and Y.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because, I mean, even a cameo, I don't see working unless they made it somehow work.
Yeah.
Because the entire point is she wants to travel region to region and explore, like, have adventures like Ash. She wouldn't show up to a region for a couple of days.
Exactly. I'm on the side that we discussed this before. I'm on the side that believes not Gen 7. If she comes back, I could see maybe like, more than a cameo in any other gen, but not this gen.
I mean, I've told you about what I could see them doing, but I'll save that for after we're done.
We'll save that for later in this
Mhm.
video. But yeah, and another one says that she could come back, but like it'd just probably be in vain, like with Misty and May and Dawn. Now
I feel like it'd have to be longer than that.
Yeah, me too. I mean, look, everyone really did love those characters, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of the people would just get mad for her to just show up as a cameo and then leave. And like we said earlier, I don't see a cameo exactly working.
One episode at least would not work.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a couple episodes, depends on how they would do it.
See, they could just say, "Oh, she won a vacation or something from the contest or something."
Yeah.
But that's the type of thing they would have to do to make a cameo work. And even then, I think she'd stay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess technically you could make her show up at the end.
You could, and I mean...
Because she'd be there when Ash goes wherever next. Because he's not winning. Let's admit it now.
Yeah, let's admit it now, everyone. He's not going to win a league. This is a business. It's not exactly an anime with a story. It's a business practice.
Sure.
I guess. I don't know. But, all right, we're going to go to the end. Next one. She can't show up because Gen 4 remakes.
Completely agree.
Yeah, I don't see an argument to that.
Yeah, that's all.
Video then.
Yeah, that's all we needed. That's exactly why. Okay. Well.
Yeah, now we're just kidding, guys. All right. But I mean, Gen 4 remakes. That is a valid point that she could not come. That she could probably not return, but maybe she could show up. As a Gen 4 special. Maybe she could meet Dawn.
Oh, you're taking my idea now.
Hey, I had the similar thoughts. We just have great minds, okay?
We'll go over that in a minute.
Well, I'm just saying.
I think that idea we have is the most logical way to do it, but we'll figure that out in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, like I said in the beginning, like if they did a special, like if were Gen 4 specials and were in them, they'd have to make up a couple more specials prior to it when she was in Ho and her Wynauts,
I mean, that could work as one of the two, like, Sun and Moon specials.
Yeah, I mean that could work, but I mean I don't know how they're going to be able to work that in with only two. You know what I mean?
Well, where was for the Iris special? Where did that special take place?
Johto. That was like
the entire thing took place in Johto.
What?
The entire thing took place in Johto.
The Iris special did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
If that's the case, then yeah, they totally could do a Hoenn special, because if that one didn't lead into anything, because just Johto. Okay, they could do the same thing with Hoenn.
That is a fair. I guess that's fair.
Because I was thinking, there'd have to be something to do with Lola. But if they did that for Black and White or X and Y, I don't know how specials work like that.
Right.
But yeah.
All right. Yeah. But last comment here. Last comment, and then we're gonna discuss our thoughts on this.
Oh boy, we have an entire adventure ahead of us.
Yay. Okay, this one is kind of a long one.
Let's do this in parts.
Yeah, okay. A past female traveling companion hasn't made an appearance since Dawn, plus Serena has no reason to go to Alola.
Okay, the first argument is void. We know exactly why Iris didn't show up.
Yeah, time constraints. If we didn't have those, she would have definitely made a cameo.
Because by the point they were told they had time constraints, they realized they hadn't planned the cameo.
Yeah,
They said that would... If they knew they had 3 years, they would have done it sooner.
Yeah, exactly.
So...
And the next one, Serena has no reason to go to Alola, and...
I kind of agree with that at this point.
Yeah, again, unless of course, she hears that there's performances there, but, I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, this one's kind of a long one, though. Give me a second. I kind of had a conversation with this guy, but...
Yeah, I can tell.
But please, before I go further, please do not go attack this guy at all. I do not condone any sort of that. Okay.
They're gonna do it anyway, which
I know people are gonna do it, but I just want people to know that I am not saying telling anyone.
Oh no, I get you.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
This was all just discussion.
Yeah.
Negative opinions are going to exist.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, this next one. If she doesn't make an appearance in this region, she's never going to make a return. That's going to be how it works.
I understand the concern there, but I'm going to get hate for this. I still think Iris can show up at some point.
I totally agree with you. I mean, I could see an Iris cameo, probably more possible than Serena in Alola,
Yeah, I get you. I wasn't even thinking Alola. I just say in general, there's definitely ways they can bring her back.
Yeah. I was thinking, if they were to find a way to bring her back in Alola, that one Dragon Master guy with the red, outfit and
yeah.
Games?
I mean, Alola would work. It would.
Yeah. I mean, in general would work, but Alola could work too,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, just because they missed the thing and they did a special doesn't mean they can't do anything with the character. I mean, we've had cameos come out of nowhere before. I mean, Gary and Diamond and Pearl, that just happened.
Yeah, I mean, he did show up for 2 episodes, for more than one. I mean, actually, I don't even think he got a full episode of screen time in that one either.
I think it was 2 episodes. One of them.
Yeah, and he was only there for a little bit. He was in that one episode where Gliscor evolved, and the one episode where Hunter Jades and the Lake Trio.
He was basically the character of the day for those 2 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was nice to see him again, but we barely got any of them.
We're talking about Gary confirmed for Alola.
Hey, I still want that to happen. I'm just saying.
They easily could. They have it, and they have a reason to do it.
They got Blue in the games. They got Samson. I mean, not yet. Yeah,
Samson.
And yet they have a complete reason to do it. If they don't do it, it's kind of wasted potential in my eyes. But anyway, we're not talking about Gary.
We're talking about everything at this point. Let's be honest.
Fair point. All right, next comment on this guy is, when you think about it, Serena's only purpose was to be a love interest, and with the anime being more childish and geared towards children, it's unlikely they'll bring her back.
The comments just exploded. Alright.
I do not agree. I mean, I see where the concern is. I mean, everyone thinks that Serena was only meant to be a love interest, but I don't know that.
I'm gonna put it this way. Was she meant to be, this is the love interest? Yes. I won't deny that. But there is more to a character than that.
Exactly. Everyone that thinks that, everyone that thinks that are probably the same people that says that she was obsessed over Ash. When there's a difference between being a little clingy and being obsessed.
I honestly haven't seen any legitimate proof of that. Just people misunderstanding certain things.
Yeah, exactly. And with the whole anime being geared more towards children, I don't know about that. I've seen a couple of kids shows where they've had, where they've had a romance, like Avatar, Phineas and Ferb, anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, good job using the 2 references I used, but
Well, I mean,
I get you. But it's like you just said, people say they can't do this and that, and it's like there's other things that prove them wrong.
yeah.
Because
Plus, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, people use the 10 thing all the time, but there's also I've seen some people, use that card and then say the 10 doesn't really matter. Why does that only matter in certain cases?
Yeah, exactly. Plus, I'm pretty sure there was a whole thing in Pokemon where it's like, if they're 10 years old, that makes them,
16 in our society.
Yeah, and plus the fact that they're drawn to look like that, I mean,
at least in X and Y, yeah.
Yeah, people are probably gonna call me things after this, but I mean, you can't deny that none of the people in this show look like they're 10. The only people that look like they're actually 10 years old are Bonnie and Max, and they're supposed to be like, what, 7?
That's one thing I've always kind of argued, is there have been younger trainers than Ash, and if he's 10, how is that possible?
I don't know. It's Pokemon logic, I guess.
I suppose.
Yeah, but I mean, just because like they're 10, that's not exactly a good argument to say that, with love interest. I mean, it's easily it's easily not the weirdest thing Japan has done, just giving 10-year-olds like a little crush thing.
Yeah, I mean, people say, and they know, like I've seen interviews, they know as far as they went, that's as far as they can go.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they did the whole kiss thing. I mean, come on, that's the farthest I think I want to go. I mean, look, I may look up some 18+ stuff, but that doesn't mean I want to see it happen in the show.
Exactly.
Keep the 1810 stuff in the back of our minds, and let's watch the actual stuff.
Because it's like, someone said in an interview, I think it was Serena's English voice actor, they said it pretty well. If you want, for now, just take what you have, and if you want to theorize what happens next, that's what fanfiction's for.
Yeah.
Wow, that didn't come out right.
That's exactly what me and you write, which can be found in the Wattpad description. Wattpad links in the description.
You got mad at me for plugging earlier. Now you're plugging, okay?
Hey, I plugged you too, okay?
Sure.
But I don't know. This conversation goes on for.
You knew it was going to.
Yeah. So we might be on this for a while. This might actually go past 20-minute mark.
We're past the half-hour mark.
Oh. Well.
And we still got more to go.
We're past the 20-minute mark. Anyways, it said even for Japan, 10 is too young, but like you said earlier, that the age doesn't matter in some circumstances to some people.
I mean, yes, I agree with that. I mean, there's no way they would make an actual relationship work, and I don't think most people understand that.
Yeah, but they can at least. But I understand that they at least tried their best to do what they did, and I say they did an all right job.
Because I mean, they've said that there was more they wanted to do with it, and people are like, well, what else could they have done? And there is more without making more, if that makes sense. Yeah,
exactly. They just probably did all that they could from, Pokemon's, from what Pokemon could do. If it was any other franchise, they could probably do more, but, But, this is Pokemon that we're talking about. This is a business.
Yeah.
But, next thing was, my point is, how random it's, even though the anime might be different or random, it still follows a certain pattern.
Because yes, and that's more of a pro than a con at this point, because people say one discrepancy in that pattern means the entire pattern's thrown out the window. That's not what happened. They've explained what happened in X and Y. Yeah, exactly. Plus, I mean, like I said, Junichi Masuda, I think is how you pronounce his name. I don't know.
Even said that he even said that you shouldn't be able to predict what happens anymore. And so far in Sun and Moon, some unpredictable stuff has happened. Like
Ragnarok.
Yeah, exactly. And Stoutland dying.
A lot of people predicted that. They just didn't think they'd do it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I thought they'd do it. I mean, I mean, it's not the first time they killed someone off. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, but then again, like someone brought up that Stalin died for nothing, whereas everyone else was sacrificed. But then I'd like to think Lysander was killed.
Mm-hmm. It was more of a
literally
like,
vaporized.
I see Scotland is like, every superhero movie ever. Important figure dies, and it gives the hero motivation.
Yeah. Wait, does that mean Litton's gonna be a superhero?
Maybe.
I'm just trying to imagine like Incineroar with like a suit and cape right now.
I think Decidueye is more of the hero.
Yeah, good point. He's Green Arrow in this situation. Anyways, but there's also another conversation on this little thing.
It never ends.
This might go into a little more, like, not exactly Serena to Alola, but more just Serena in general. But
Well, might as well while we're here.
Yeah, okay. This is like bringing a love interest back for Ash would not be too far fetched. I mean, this anime has dealt with like a few mature themes, and it's just a crush. Now I agree with that completely. Then it says like no, Misty had just a crush. Serena was borderline obsessed. And,
oh, we're going into this topic. Oh boy.
Oh boy, get your helmets on. We're going to the Poke shipping against the horse shipping side.
This is not what I signed up for.
Well, we had to admit that we kind of, would have to expect this. And like I said before, guys, I do not condone attacking this guy. If I find any of you guys that went and attacked like anyone, I'm going to be extremely disappointed in you all, to say the least. But anyways, what do you think about that?
I mean, everyone... I'd like to know if he's talking about English, Japanese, for Misty's case.
Yeah.
Because...
I mean, for English, I think I agree. I mean, to an extent. To an extent.
The Misty part.
Yeah, exactly.
Because in Season 1, like, in Japan, I haven't seen the sub. Was there much in it?
I've heard there was some in it, but I've heard there was some in Season 1, but I think, actually, there's like a guy that like told me that she did have like somewhat of a crush in Season 1, but I think it was like in Season 2 and in Johto she moved on, I think.
Well, yes, as soon as they decided they were going on, that entire plotline was dropped.
Yeah. Which would make sense. I mean, because they did say that it did look like they were going to end up together, but if they dropped the plot line, that makes sense if she got over it.
At one point, they were.
Yeah. But then Pokemon got too popular, and then, they wanted to keep it going.
So they just dropped the plot line altogether.
Yeah, and I mean, the way that they handled that in, like, the Japanese one, where saying if she got over it, I say that made sense.
But it's like the other part where Serena's obsessed. I don't remember that at all. At all.
If she... I mean, I saw that she got like jealous at Miette a couple times, but then again, there's still questions in my mind whereas Miette was actually genuine or more just trying to push Serena to do better.
Miette was just going against her. She didn't care the context,
Yeah, exactly. I'm under the impression that she just wanted her to do better and everything like that. I mean, if it was all genuine, I'm pretty sure she would not have told her to win at the end,
Exactly.
She probably would have just walked off like Paul did, Although, Paul did, understand what happened, but that's not the point.
But it's like, the one scene everyone says, it's like the start, oh, he's on TV, let's leave home. There was more to it than that. That was an excuse, not a reasoning.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was like a whole thing where, like, even like on that masterclass episode that she wanted to go on a journey because she wanted to leave the house. Reason being, she didn't want to do what her mom wanted her to do,
Yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah. And like, I say fine, and I say like, seeing Ash like wanting to travel with him was more just an excuse to get away from home.
Yeah, exactly. Because as soon as, she found him, she had no idea what to do anymore. Because it's like, you didn't plan ahead.
And then Ash just decided to invite her along, and everyone agreed to it,
That's what people say.
I don't say that's obsessed. I say her leaving was part of her character in a way.
If she was obsessed, I mean, there was a lot of them more. There could have been a lot more.
There could have been.
And so I wouldn't really question that. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, if she was obsessed, I feel like we'd get a lot more angry tendencies from her if if he was around other girls.
yeah. I guess it's
But I
more.
mean,
It's just a hard topic to do in a short amount. I think it needs more time at a different time.
yeah. I mean, the only girls that I think that the only girls that I think like she thought was like had like interest in Ash were Miette and that one school teacher. I forget her name, but with Sylveon.
I think that was more like that was early in the series, wasn't it? More like
That was that was like XY12, not XYZ12, XY12.
I mean, I kind of took that more as losing the traveling with him, because it's like
exactly.
you're gonna stay with me.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Which and at that point, that was the only reason she wasn't at home.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure that's not what they meant. I'm just saying that's how I interpreted it.
Right. Here's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing with Serena. Like, you could either interpret a lot of stuff she does as character, or you can interpret it as a lot of amour. Or
I feel like that
Serena,
was
or
intentional.
just like Serena in general, you can interpret it as both.
Yeah.
And we both like Serena, so I interpret it as both, but you probably just do it in the other way. But okay, this one's probably gonna get a little more aggressive. Okay.
We're still on this. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, anyways, well, Serena did kiss him, so she did get a little further than Misty did. Misty had feelings, but it was less obvious, like I mentioned before. Is that, but her behavior, but blah, blah, can't talk today. But Misty's behavior made sense since she was 12 and an aggressive tomboy. Serena's crush is what made girls in anime become yanderes.
The first point is false.
Misty is not 12. The only place that she's 12 is in the Electric Tail of Pikachu.
And the second part, there's no reason to comment on it. Just leave it as it is.
Yeah. Is there another part for this?
Just bringing up, jealousy is a part of her character, and yeah, I mean, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, and like we said before, she hasn't really even shown a place where she was jealous at all,
And people say not exactly healthy for a 10-year-old. Yeah, 10-year-olds are still kids. They get mad over everything.
Yeah, when I was 10 when I was 10 years old, I was mad because my little sister had taken one piece of candy out of my bag from Halloween.
Exactly. That's a great comparison.
I mean, if I had, I wasn't even looking at, I didn't even have someone I liked when I was 10, but if I did and saw someone else, hanging out with them, I would probably have gotten a little jealous too.
Think of it more this way. There's not one kid who didn't get mad about their friend playing with someone else instead of them.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
If you say that to me, if you say there hasn't been at least one kid that's happened to, I'm sorry, but that's just false.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to look for hidden context and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm saying that to both sides of this debate.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, whenever whenever the few friends that I had was like hanging out with people, I would get a little mad too. But again, people would probably say, this is anime, you can't draw comparisons to real life.
Sure.
Why not? I don't know. But
right.
That's the end of that comment thread. That took a little while. Yeah. I don't know how long, but
we're at 45 minutes.
This might go to an hour actually if we do.
I think we're gonna go past that.
First hour-long video actually. But all right, we read the comments on why and why not. Anything you would like to add? Any of your opinions you want to put on?
Oh boy. Okay, what did we not go over? Let's see.
Well, let's see. We went over, possible cameo, business practice, her popularity, endgame, specials, and
before we go into
child like anime should be returning to, and other series. We had discussed that.
Before we go into our ideas, I mean, most of mine aren't even about Alola, just in general. So
yeah, me too. Exactly. Again, like I said, I don't even see her coming to Alola.
So we're both pretty much set. Alola is not happening unless it's a special or they set up some cameo past now.
Yeah. or unless they set up something where she's going to appear in a later gen, you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We both think Alola is pretty much not going to happen, but she can still return.
Exactly.
I mean, there's a lot of more business side reasons why I don't think she'll return. I'm not going to get into all of that, though. Just, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert on business, you know.
I'm just talking about more like the voice actor type things. Because
right.
I mean,
you've met the voice actors, haven't you, right?
Huh?
You've met the voice actors, haven't you? Or you've met the English ones, I think,
The
right?
English ones.
Yeah.
And I don't see... I think all I'm going to say is there's a reason the English one only took Rockruff, which is, you know, a third of the series.
Yeah.
And then...
Now with Rockruff gone, I mean, you know, who's voicing Lycanroc? Is it her or someone else?
I think it's going to be someone else.
Yeah, so... I mean, once the dub reaches, like, the,
Exactly, she's done.
The 32nd episode?
Mm-hmm.
33rd? What was it again?
I don't know.
I think it was the 33rd, I believe.
It's some episode.
Yeah, no, the Sun and Moon episode where Rockruff evolved. I mean, after that, I mean, she's got nothing else to do.
Exactly, and I don't see her necessarily sticking around. Because if she doesn't
exactly.
have another role, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, what else did I have? Everyone's saying, like, that there's, like, the whole, you know, Zygarde and Greninja debate. And, I mean, a lot of people are questioning Greninja because you take away from the rest of the team. And I can see that. I mean, I'm one of those who thinks Greninja should be more on the Dream Team if he ever makes it to the Champions League.
Right.
I mean, Zygarde, sure, they can easily hit that in.
Yeah, they got a freaking reason Zygarde's in Alola.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Greninja, I can totally understand why people don't want him back. Totally get it.
But why not Zygarde? I mean, you know.
But people are saying at that point, if that's reasonable, why isn't Serena reasonable?
Well, I mean...
Because, you know, it's the XY callback.
Yeah, that is fair. I actually can't think of a way to combat that.
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing. Then again, you also got to look at the stuff more you don't want to admit. Sun and Moon may be rushed, meaning like X and Y, they may just not have a chance to do it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the games were kind of rushed, I believe, weren't they? I mean, like they said at one point, trials were like a last minute thing.
Yeah. I have a feeling Sun and Moon was supposed to be Z, and they just restarted.
Yeah.
I have a feeling about that, because Z had to have happened at some point in the development cycle.
Yeah, I mean, so far Zygarde has not had a storyline except in, you know, the anime. You know, I don't understand why they wouldn't give I don't understand why they give Zygarde no games and give, like, you know, Kyurem and Necrozma or Necromza. What is it?
One of the two.
I think it's Necrozma, I believe.
Whatever you prefer.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but you get what I mean. They Kyurem and Necrozma got 2 games, you know, and Zygarde got none.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like... We're kind of going off topic here, but Sun and Moon had a lot of cut info. Like, we know there was stuff cut.
Yeah.
And the fact that they hint at it, there totally could have been something with Zygarde.
Yeah. I mean, also, yeah. I mean, you know, Zygarde, like, you know, they had the whole Zygarde cube thing, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yet that had, like, no explanation at all. I feel like we should have gotten some explanation on how it's able to, you know, collect all that.
The only explanation we get is that they wonder why it's here in Alola. That's it.
Yeah, and that's from Dexio and I forget her name. It starts with an L, I believe.
Not important.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it was nice seeing them again, but the fact that we only got the Zygarde cube with, like, no explanation, that's just kind of okay. Mm-hmm. Great. That's just great.
Yeah. All right. I have 2 more points. I'm gonna save my logical response out of the end. So let's go over the one that pretty much has to happen, and that's just the series ending.
Right.
Like, I mean, unless something seriously changes, I mean, that's who he's gonna end up with.
Right, exactly.
I mean, ship what you want. That's a fact you're just gonna have to admit.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, like, look, not to offend anyone. I
Mhm.
mean, they said in an interview, it Serena is most likely going to be the one to end up with him in the future. I may like, advance Blue Angel, but Amora is going to be the thing that's, going to end up.
Mhm. And just because one happens doesn't exactly discredit others.
Exactly. I mean, even if it does end up that way, you can still ship who you want because I mean, shipping's like just a for fun thing to do. Do what you want.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there are communities that know how certain things are going to end, and still, what if it went this way instead?
Yeah. Hell, there are still like Nagai shippers out there, despite being like little hints, and they just do it, because they like it.
Yeah, and I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, same thing with like other shippers too. They just do it because they like it, and even if they know how it's gonna end, they still do it.
Mm-hmm.
I respect that.
All right, so the last real point, and this is, I mean, you sort of agree with this, right?
With this last one or all the ones before this?
The one we're going on to.
Oh, well, I feel like I might, yeah.
Not joking, the Sinnoh remakes.
Yeah. I mean, like I said before, Sinnoh might be able to. They might be able to make it happen, but I don't know.
There's a reason for her to go there.
Contests are there.
They'd want a reason to promote the remakes.
Yeah, I mean, it's past like the 10th anniversary, which is when they usually do remakes.
And it's a name people would recognize.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the Mega Evolution specials were really successful.
Yeah. I mean, all the specials were kind of successful, except for, I think, Chronicles, maybe.
Chronicles was just different, was the problem.
Yeah, I mean, I heard they were good, but I heard they were good, but, just not, anything groundbreaking like Origins, Mega Evolution, and Generations was,
Yeah. But let's say they did a Mega Evolution type thing, okay?
Yeah.
She goes to Sinnoh, and you do contests and just kind of their own story.
Yeah.
I mean, that would work.
Exactly.
I mean, even if it was just one special, that would work.
That would totally work.
I see that working more than Alola.
Yeah, exactly. Now, and there's like, of course, this is what I'm wondering though. Like, do you think that if she were to show up in a special, do you think she'd meet any past companions at all? I mean, May and Dawn last week were Johto. I mean, so is Iris, and
I don't think May is possible because of reasons
relating to the voice actor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dawn was on break at this point, I believe, but
yeah,
by then, who knows? Yeah,
I mean, I think she's still still like able to do it, but I mean, she's I think on break.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't see them. Was it confirmed they were trying to get May back for the Mega Evolution specials?
I mean, I did say that, but I don't know if it was confirmed anywhere. But I think a lot. But I mean, I would not be surprised if that was the case.
Because the Mega Evolution specials were made by a different team, right?
I think so. I don't know.
I know it was still like they were working with the X and Y people. I just thought it was actually made by other people.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But I mean, I heard something where it was like, they were going to bring May back for like, maybe to be a rival to Serena, but because of like the VA troubles, they added Johto instead.
Yeah, which, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to complain. I like Johto, but, it would be nice to see May again.
Am I against her meeting Dawn? No.
No, I'm not. I just don't see it happening, probably.
You're gonna have people bring up the movie companions.
The what companions?
The movie companions, movie 20.
Oh, those two? Soji and Makoto.
I know they're given English names. I haven't seen them.
I know Makoto's is Verity.
But I know that's all an alternate universe, but
I mean, that would be interesting to see that happen. I mean, they were both from the Sinnoh region, I believe.
yeah, well, I know at least one of them was.
I mean, yeah, Makoto had a Piplup, so I mean,
hmm
I mean, I mean, it's probably not going to happen, but I would not be against it if it did.
Or they could always just introduce a new character.
That is a fair point.
The one question I'd have, if they do these specials, do you think it tie into whatever Gen 8's going to be?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it could tie in. It could tie into something new. Like, I mean, I know they add something new in every generation, but like, I don't know what they would add in for this one. But I think Gen 8 would be another video.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, like, would you think if they made Gen 4 specials, would they tie into Gen 8's anime?
It's possible.
Yeah. I guess that's really all we can say on that point.
Yeah. I mean, they could, but I just, like, it just is a matter of if they do it or not,
All right.
I mean, we still don't know if they're going to make Gen 4 specials. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they will, because, I mean, they've tied back to the remake every time, haven't they? Like,
I think so.
Didn't one of the Gold and Silver protagonists show up in Diamond and Pearl?
Yeah, Lyra did.
And I'm pretty sure there was something in Advanced for Gen 1.
Misty showed up again for a couple episodes in Advanced, and I mean, she showed up twice, actually.
You can count that. So there'd be something for Sinnoh in Gen 8.
Yeah. But I mean, then again, like, people could make the argument that XY didn't have anything, but again, XY was rushed, so.
XY has the Mega Evolution specials.
Yeah, true. And actually, now that I think about it, they did bring in Steven.
Exactly.
And they brought back Steve, and they also, brought Steven into the original anime, too, which was awesome.
We're gonna get Cynthia for the third time?
Well, again, they have a reason to bring her back. They have her in the games.
Oh no. It's sad. I kind of want the Gen 4 specials more than Gen 8 right now.
I kind of want them both, actually.
Is Sun and Moon over yet? No? Okay. I'll wait.
Can we get Gen 8 yet? Or maybe Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon news?
Can we get whatever the last season's going to be yet?
Nah. Okay, then.
Alright, so let's just recap this. So, we don't see Alola happening, but we both agree at some point she'll show up again.
At some point it's going to happen, yeah. Whether it be, for more gens, a series ending, or money, it's going to happen.
So here's the question for the Alola thing. If it was to happen, let's just say it was to, do you think cameo or ending special?
Ooh. That is actually a good question.
I'd say ending special.
Yeah.
If we go not in Alola, if she shows up in Alola, I'd say make up some excuse for a cameo.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say more ending special because that way they wouldn't exactly have to, worry about redesigning. But then again, that's under the impression that they're only keeping this art style for this gen and not others.
They're gonna keep the art style.
How do you know that?
I just don't see them going back because why they changed the art style has been working.
I guess that is a fair point.
Because they got it to be quicker to make and more fluid animation, and both of those has been going on from what I've seen.
Yeah, that is a fair point. Again, I still prefer the old art style, but I'm not going to admit what they're doing with it is working.
I think the common ground is to combine the two.
What does that mean? Sorry.
Find like a middle ground.
Oh, so you're okay with it, but
Like, I've gotten used to the design. It's just, it is kind of weird how it's the only design like it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying
my
maybe...
my only complaint about Ash's design is that his Z's look like too big,
I'd say, like, keep, like, the style of him, but I'd edge out the corners.
Yeah, probably.
Just that alone would make it fit a bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't necessarily have a problem with the design, just that.
Yeah. Again, I mean, I don't dislike it, I just prefer the other ones,
Yeah, so my idea is ending special if it doesn't take place in Alola, and usual cameo if they make up some excuse.
Exactly. I agree with that.
All right. So, any
Is
other
that-
thoughts about that? We just hit the hour mark.
I don't know. We pretty much covered everything that we wanted to, and I pretty much agree with everything that we've said.
We're gonna think of something as soon as we stop recording, and you know it.
That is a fair point. But I mean, hell, we could get new. I mean, hell, we could get like the information about Serena confirmed. We come back to Alola right
Tomorrow she gets confirmed for Alola. I would hate everything.
I think I'd probably delete the video and then
No, I'd put it up and then edit it at the ending.
Yeah, no. I edited an MLG green screen of just an image of her returning, and then just have hit markers everywhere.
She legit shows up in the Brion episode. Am I even saying that right?
Saying what right?
Populo's evolution.
Brione?
Oh, is that how you say it? Brione?
It's Brion or Brione, or how? I mean, I know it's not Bryony because that just sounds weird.
The seal thing.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm pretty sure it's probably it's either Brion or Brione. We're just gonna have to wait for the English dub.
Mm-hmm.
Or a way to pronounce it. We'd probably could look on Bulbapedia and they'd be able to pronounce it right.
Yeah. I mean, you still have people arguing over certain pronunciations to this day.
That is a fair point. I mean, there are people arguing over Rayquaza or Rayquaza every day.
Arceus or Arceus.
Yeah, exactly. I go by what the anime says,
I mean, that's fair. But then you get the problems where they pronounce it different in the games and the anime. It's like, which one do you follow?
Yeah. At that point, I follow whatever the fan. At that point, I probably follow whatever official sites would say.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I think we're getting a little off topic.
Wait, this entire thing has been off topic.
Hey man, we're probably just gonna get killed after this, aren't we?
Yeah, I might as well have fun with it. So
yeah, let's go out with a bang. How about that?
So my closing thoughts was that question. What are your closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts? Yeah, I mean, I see her only returning as like ending special or when the series is ending,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I used to believe in Serena to Alola, but I just more support it now because I could see it happening, for maybe an ending special, but
If Serena was to become an actual companion, unless like the second season of Sun and Moon is an entirely different thing, I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Because I mean, everyone's like, well, Sun and Moon could get a third season. I don't see it getting a third season, even if it gets delayed. I mean, Gen 8 gets delayed.
Yeah.
I feel like they'd have to have the entire thing planned out already.
Yeah. And if you look at it, every season, every season has been getting fewer and fewer episodes. I mean, XY and Z only got 149?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that? Something like...
XYZ had 147 in the two specials.
Yeah, and Best Wishes had 151, something like that. Or 151 of those.
And there were 50, there were at least 50 episodes cut.
Yeah, exactly. Because, of what happened there.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's why and why not.
Yeah. I think it was great having you on this.
It was all right.
Well then, fuck you too. Then I'm kidding.
But now you got double shadow banned.
All right, so that. But anyways,
go over what we're thinking about doing next time for another hour.
Yeah. Also, guys, I put out a poll on my Twitter that it also should show up as a picture on the screen right now of what you want us to discuss next time. It's going to be between either Gen 8, Ash's Alolan team, Serena's character, or the series ending. The poll is out on my Twitter, and I will put it in the comments below. And
make sure to block him.
Oh, what?
Make sure to block him on everything.
Well, screw you too. There, I don't get shadow banned that way.
It's too late for that.
Whatever. I don't get shadow banned for 3 times.
Oh yeah, it's a 3 strikes you're out type thing. I get you.
That's how usually the world works nowadays. But
Sadly.
anyways, guys, if you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button, and also follow both of us on Twitter and Wattpad. I will put both of our links in the description below. But yeah, I think that's